Islam Makhachev is still pushing to defend the welterweight title against Kamaru Usman next. He has responded to the criticism from fans, addressing the arguments that Usman doesn't deserve the shot. Speaking to Red Corner MMA, Islam said, "I said I wanted to fight Kamaru Usman next, although the media doesn't believe in this fight as I can see. But in my opinion, Usman would steamroll through each of these up-and-comers, like Morales, Prates, the striker. Those guys haven't been checked yet. I think Usman would be the hardest fight for me, and in terms of media, we could build it up. Like a former champion, the most title defenses in my weight division, we could promote this fight well and make it fun to watch. The former pound-for-pound best. And for right now, Barkley, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the contenders. Buckley was one of the contenders. Usman simply took him apart, and everybody has already forgotten about this guy. But if Buckley won, he would have been 100% contender number one. There's a lot of options for me. Welterweight is really lively right now, so there are options. We'll see. The UFC will probably offer me someone soon, and I told them that I didn't care, because I feel that I'm going to stay in this division for a long time, holding the belt and feeling comfortable." Gilbert Burns may have leaked that he's fighting Mike Malott next on Neon's stream.
When's your next fight coming up?
I would have never let that down. February or March.
All right, grab some water. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Then we start from the feet.
I need a dude called Mike Malott.
Oh, I know him.
I would have sent it to all your students.
Okay.
This is your February or March.
Cool.
Alexander Volkanovski posted footage of him running into Diego Lopes backstage at the UFC 2026 seasonal press conference.
Hey, how are you? How are you? Huh?
Good.
Looking good. Look.
Thank you.
Good.
You look good.
Hey, good stuff. Hey, how are you? All right? I see you.
Paddy Pimblett plans to beat Justin Gaethje at UFC 324, win the interim lightweight title, unify it against Ilia Topuria, and then move up to welterweight to become a two-division champion. Speaking to Red Corner MMA, Paddy said, "I knew I'd end up fighting for the belt anyway. To fight a legend like Justin Gaethje for the interim belt I've paid my dues to get this, lad. I've always knew I'd end up fighting for the title, and I'll win this interim belt. Then I'll beat up Ilia and take the proper belt, defend that, and then I'll go up and f***ing win the welterweight belt. I think everyone's going to be shocked, to be honest, because I think I'm going to knock him out. So people won't expect that. People think I'm just going to try to grapple and take him down, but I'm not. I'm going to come out and I'm going to put it on him. I don't see him getting past the third just like Chandler." Jamahal Hill and Curtis Blaydes get trolled by their chat while live streaming on Twitch.
Wait.
That's cap.
They say Habib married his third cousin. I don't know.
Y'all be wildin', bro. Y'all gotta chill, bro.
Nothing about that. I don't know who that man married. I know he married, but I don't know who that man married. Love his life. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
He married the love of his life.
They be trying to have you say about motherfuckers that be running like 40, that move like 40 deep. Yeah, bro. I like to just hang out with my people. Go be there, hanging out. I won't have to bring a mob.
Dagestanis. They do roll deep.
They be deep as hell, bro. Brother, listen.
Listen.
You can't say this, brother. You can't say this, brother.
I won't.
Manel Kape is set to face Brandon Royval this weekend at UFC Vegas 112. In an interview with MMAfighting.com, Kape gave his thoughts on Joshua Van's win over Alessandro Pantoja to become the new flyweight champion. He said he didn't beat Pantoja, it was an accident. Unfortunately, we couldn't find out the better man that night because Pantoja, it was an accident of work, okay? Because right now Joshua Van is the man. Fair enough, okay. This happened and the injuries happened. That's one thing I was thinking when I was talking to my coach. When I had the injury in July, I was grateful that it happened in training and not in the fight. And right now these things happen to Pantoja, and at least he was the champion. I was thinking to myself, if this happened to me during a fight, it could be worse. He could be pushed really down. So I had the injury, Joshua Van stepped into my place, he fought Brandon Royval. I thought Royval won the fight, but it is what it is. The last knockdown, he spoke more louder than what Joshua Van threw at Brandon Royval. But I'm just going to claim what's mine because he took the opportunity that I gave to him, that my injury forced to give him, and I'm going to make Brandon Royval look easy on Saturday night. I'm going to style on him and then fight Joshua Van. That's the things I have in my mind. It's legit, of course. I'm not taking the flowers from Joshua Van. Of course it's a win, it's legit. He's the champion. But it was an accident. We didn't find the man. He didn't beat, That's the right words. He didn't beat Pantoja because Pantoja was more aggressive. It started with the fight, but we didn't find who was the better man. But he's legit. He's the champion. No matter how you win or how you lost. And he's winning, of course. Congrats to him. Henry Cejudo is sticking by his decision to retire following his loss to Peyton Talbot.
Triple C in the house. You a special guest right now.
I feel good with the decision. This is final. I've always had satisfaction in my career. I became a 2-division champ, Olympic gold medalist. Like everything I set out to do, I did. Where you give your times where you show your love. There is nothing else really for me to go out there and really put that chip on my shoulder. I'm a Ferrari, but upon my return, bro, I had a Honda engine. I could not recover. I did not understand my threshold, my pace. So I was kind of forced to fight, but I just did not want to go out, dude. I'm like, no, man, I'm going to fight this to the very end. I can see sometimes why fighters curl up to see the ending. I refuse to go out like that. I'm just happy that honestly my career is over. I'm able to spend time with my family, with my kids, and then just help out the future generations, man.
Joe Rogan believes Petr Yan went through an extremely tough training camp for the Merab rematch. On the latest episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Brendan Allen, Rogan also said he thinks Yan was compromised in their first fight.
When you're gonna fight a guy like Merab, like that is the masterclass. Like
sure.
You put on a clinic.
I didn't think he was going to be able to do that for 5 rounds. I thought he'd have 1, maybe max 2, and I thought Merab was just going to do what Merab does. I was so wrong.
Bro, his training camp must have been hell.
Had to.
Had to be hell.
Had to.
Be. I mean, he must have done some. I mean, it looked like it. I saw some videos of it. It looked like he was doing some wild strength and conditioning and plyometrics, and he knew what he was in for. That's the thing. If you're gonna fight a guy like Merab, it's like you know what the mountain is. You ready to climb it?
For sure.
And the first time they fought, apparently he had a up right hand.
That's what I heard.
He couldn't grapple with it, and he couldn't throw punches with it. So I rewatched the fight after he said that. I was like, oh, he's barely using it. Like barely using his right hand.
Made sense, right?
Totally makes sense. And then also psychologically, if you only got one hand, that everything, now you have to think.
Right.
You know, you can't really throw combinations. You have to
grab.
think.
Merab Dvalishvili's coach Ray Longo has weighed in on what's next for him after losing the bantamweight title to Petr Yan.
So what happens from here? What do you think? I mean, you got Umar Nurmagomedov fighting Davison Figueiredo in January, and then it's Ramadan. But don't you think we get a trilogy here? I mean, I'm dying.
I would think that should be the trilogy at the White House. I would think that has to be. You know, it's going to be a good fight either way.
Yeah. Oh,
you
my
almost
gosh.
guaranteed that, you know.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
And I do believe Merab makes the adjustments and wins that fight, 1,000,000%.
Do you think that Merab is willing to sit right now for 6 or 7 months?
Well, I think now he's kind of forced to a little bit, but I think he needs. I think he really needs to rest, and I think whatever rest means to him, I think he will do it. But I think I think in the business, Kenny, it's called an active rest.
Yes.
You know, instead of just sitting down between rounds, you're on like the Basu ball or something. But he'll do his version of an active rest, I'm sure. And I think he's got a great mind for fighting. And like again, he'll figure out exactly what he needs to do. And I'm sure, you know, John will be working on too, so should be good.
Francis Ngannou has responded to Dana White's recent accusations. On the Flagrant podcast, Dana claimed he had 2 physical altercations with Francis while he was still signed to the UFC. The first incident allegedly occurred before Francis's first fight with Stipe Miocic. Dana says Francis grabbed him by the shirt and demanded a private plane back to Paris after the fight. The second time, Francis reportedly grabbed Dana by the shirt again, this time upset over not receiving a $50,000 bonus. Dana claimed he told Francis, "Get your f***ing hands off me." Here's what Francis had to say in response on the Ariel Helwani show.
And he speaks a lot about you in a very, unsatisfactory way.
Why am I not surprised?
This time around, it wasn't just, oh, he's a bad guy. He spoke about specific details, specific stories. Can I get your response to this? Did any of this happen?
Well, I think the best person to answer that question is Dana White. You have to ask him.
The one that we haven't heard about this is you, right? So I would love your side of the story.
At some point, feel very ignoring to just have to be responsible of what people say. Basically, like if Dana say this, then I'm out here gonna basically defend myself of what Dana said or whomever. whatever he said, if he's in peace with, it's okay. Again, why am I not surprised?
So you don't want to address any of it?
No, I don't find it important in it. I don't find it necessary.
Did you ever put your hands on him?
Well, then he must be the only person that I ever put my hand on.
Well, he said you did it with him and Hunter Campbell, where you grabbed his collar.
In his office, that's what he said, right?
Correct.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot of camera there.
So you would invite him to, hey, show the proof?
I'm not inviting him to do anything. I'm not in court. If every time that somebody says something about you, then you have to do that, then it's gonna be tough. I really saw that and scroll and move.
Okay.
I get past it. I wasn't even, I should be thinking that you're gonna ask me that, obviously, but I'm long gone from that.
In that same interview, Francis also said that he is interested in returning to the UFC. He mentioned fighting John Jones on the White House card. Dana White sat down for an interview with the Mac Life today and completely shut that down. Dana said, let me be clear on something too. When I say physicality, it's not like Francis Ngannou came in here and threatened us or did anything like that. But as men, everybody who is a man knows there are these situations. We're in there and he's telling me that I deserve the $50,000. I want the $50,000. I said you're not getting it. I'm in there with him for however long we're talking, and I'm like, I'm done. I had another meeting, and this guy used to just wander around the UFC headquarters like this was his house. This guy literally spent a whole day here. Breakfast, lunch, and f***ing dinner. So I started to walk out, and he put his hand on my chest, and he's like, we're not done talking yet. And I said, oh, we're f***ing done talking. It's not like Francis came in here and was like physically, but that's how it went down. I tell you guys all the time, we're in the f***ing fight business. Shit happens. You don't have enough f***ing time in your life for me to tell you all the stories that have happened behind the scenes and what goes on around here. And this is why I don't like telling them. I truly believe that a lot of shit is man shit. It's man to man. My whole thing with Francis is, I have this philosophy where if somebody shows you who they are, believe them. There was nobody more into Francis than me. When I met this guy, I was like, holy shit, you are what a f***ing heavyweight champion looks like. All this shit. I was all in on Francis. Early on I had Francis sitting behind me in the f***ing Zuffa section, in my seats. Then we were in Boston, and he showed me who he was. So I told the f***ing boys, he lost a couple, and I said, I don't want to be in business with this guy. Oscar Willis then asked Dana if he would ever consider bringing Francis back to the UFC. Dana laughed and said, I don't know how I can make it any more f***ing clear. Dana then spoke on Francis's run with the PFL so far. He continued, there was nothing that made me happier than throwing that guy over to the f***ing PFL. Let me tell you what, when we let these guys go, feel bad for the f***ing company that gets them. We let them go for a f***ing reason. I don't have to let anybody go. I don't want to be in business with guys that I don't like and that I don't think are good guys. When you talk about good guys and bad guys, I'm in the fight business. Shit happens. I'm pretty lenient when it comes to tough guys. I'm not lenient with bad guys. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Max Turbator. It says, all these clowns thinking they're next for a title shot after losses or a single win is pathetic. The second one's from Flex 2 times. It's in reference to Sean O'Malley saying Petr Yan is avoiding him. It says, remember Sean avoided the Yan rematch? Yan needs to do the same. And the final one's in reference to Shavkat Rakhmonov's response to Joaquin Buckley. It's from Vermain 1996. It says, no way Shavkat just typed that. That's wild, not gonna lie. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.